I apologize if my Mingy impression is a little off. As I'm recording this, it's been a while since I've, properly practiced it. Just my voices in general, so, yeah.
Forgiveness. I don't think it's as simple a concept as every pony makes it out to be. Ponies throw out the phrase, "I forgive you," like babies spit up. Me? I'm not such a pathetic fool.
Okay, whatever you say.
Sometimes I tell my life story to my playmates, just to see how they react. It's mostly the same.
Then why do you still do it?
They feel oh so sorry for me, in which they could have helped. My parents were in the wrong, of course, and they should not have imprisoned me. But when it comes to Mama and Papa crying about how sorry they were when I was torturing them, these helpless mules have the gall to suggest that I should have forgiven them. Scum! Every single one of them. Forgive those pieces of trash that raised me? Forgive them? And how? How could any pony possibly get on with their lives knowing that they forgave those who did not deserve forgiveness? Whose punishment lies outside of mortal whose? The punishment that delves deep in hell where they were surely sent when I took away their lives? Shame on the pony that forgives so easily. Shame on any creature that takes an "I'm sorry" as closure. To forgive acts that are too cruel, too extreme for your forgiveness is stupidity. I am not the stupid one.
Sorry, I had to, make sure I didn't laugh.
I am not the fool. I see past.
Oh my god, that's so ironic. You say you're not the stupid one, and then you use the wrong form of past? This is only my second story.
I see past what these sad excuses for ponies call an apology. And I will not fall for the ruse. No, I will never fall for your tricks. There is a saying, forgiveness is for the forgiver, not the forgiven. Some ponies may think this means that you should forgive another for your sake, but it will do you right in the end. Again, I find the idiocy of my peers to be quite amusing. Forgiveness is for the forgiver means that forgiving the wrongdoer is in your hose. You choose to forgive. You are the judge in their lie-fueled trial.
Okay, Light Yagami.
And if you choose not to forgive them, well, too bad. Not forgiving some pony who has done you harm will not hurt you. In fact, it will simply keep you safe from experiencing a repeat in history, because the one who harmed you will just do it all again. I was angry with Blinkie Pie for a few days sometime last week. I'm still learning how to read, and all of the other bakers take turns teaching me what they know. Blinkie Pie, bless her heart, is not quite as patient as the others. I was struggling with a word, and she said, "Come on, how can you not sound that out? Even an idiot can read it." She tends to say things like this, very abrupt and without thinking about the consequences. She often feels she is better than every pony else, and I really don't understand the vanity. I hit her, smacked her across the face as soon as she said that. When I look back, I admit I acted very rashly.
Admit. Why do I keep struggling with that?
And should have taken time to contemplate my own actions. But it hurt my feelings, and I behaved as a fool would. Well, I didn't exactly grow up properly, no, did I?
Cry.
Blinkie Pie hit me back, not being one to just let herself get stepped on like a doormat. We actually beat each other up quite magnificently until Inky Pie came into the room and broke us up.
This is fucking up my throat. Hold on.
sweet Inky Pie. Honestly, even though I'm older, she feels like the oldest sister. She knows how to handle situations without losing her own head. Anyway, Winkie Pie and I didn't speak for a few days. And she even ended up tripping me once as I walked past her. I did not retaliate that time. During the whole ordeal, I felt miserable. I knew she did not hate me, and I did not hate her. I loved my sisters so much, and if I lost them, well, that would be it. I myself wanted to tell Blinky Pie I was sorry for hitting her, but I felt she deserved it after being so harsh with me. It's not easy to teach an old dog new tricks, as the saying goes.
The fuck do you mean by that? Stupid ass.
Was I planning on forgiving her if she said sorry? Of course, but I was not going to coax an apology out of her. She needed to decide to apologize on her own.
Okay, but you were also part of the problem, you fucking cracked out.
Eventually she did. It looked like it took her a great deal of strength to swallow her pride and admit she was wrong. But she came to me and said, "I'm sorry." I told her to elaborate, to tell me what she was sorry for.
I know what elaborate means.
When I looked into her eyes and she explained she should not have lost her patience and called me an idiot, I knew she really meant it. Not that dear Limestone is a very good liar anyway. She actually ended up pouring her heart out, telling me that she does not enjoy teaching any pony anything because this exact thing happens.
Then why did you do it? These are like grown-ass adults. Why are they acting like children?
She prefers to witness the end result. I told her I forgave her, and then explained that I was sorry for hitting her. Though I admitted I still felt like she deserved it. She laughed and agreed. I told her
Wait, I already read that.
Blinky Pie congratulated me on my increased strength, as I had given her a black eye. Then we hugged, and I was so very happy again. I truly love my sisters. I love Derby and Apple Bloom like they are my sisters as well. I feel like I have a real family. Wasn't that a touching story? Before that happened, I had the pleasure of meeting a buck who was around my age. I was walking through town with Apple Bloom because she had just gotten out of school, and I went to go meet her. I like to do that sometimes.
Yeah, I bet the creator also hangs around schools.
I was walking through town with Apple Bloom.
I just read that.
On our way to the bakery, this stallion walked up to me and introduced himself as Delta Wave. I admit, he was a sight to see. He was a unicorn. His hide was jet black, but his missing mane and tail were a beautiful ice blue. His cutie mark was a few strange white squiggly lines that didn't really make sense to me.
You gonna explain what those lines are, or no? Oh my god, this next line pisses me off.
No, practically every pony in Ponyville knows about how I was locked up, so it didn't come as a shock to me when ponies were brave enough to ask about it. What more did they need to know? I wondered, but I indulged them for as long as I could stand being around them. I don't feel comfortable around ponies I don't know unless I'm completely free to have my way with them, so to speak. Not sexually, of course.
Okay, you didn't need to fucking state that in a story like this. Are you stupid? Ugh, I'm gonna kill myself in Minecraft.
Delta Wave carried himself a bit like Inky Pie does, confident. Yet he had an air that resembled Blinky Pie, which gave me the impression that he thought he was the best thing since sliced bread.
Well, that sounds familiar.
I love the color of his mane, though. I couldn't take my eyes off of it. He grinned at me, his teeth pearly white, and said, "Got a second?"
Let me try that again.
Got a second?
Why am I fucking this up?
Got a second? Poor Apple Bloom may have seemed to mistake my awe at his mane for flirting, and she elbowed me to converse with this buck, and she walked off.
Not like the original where she says walk it off. Like a dumbass.
I really wish you had stayed. I walked with Deltaway down the road, nervous about talking to him because I am very shy.
Yes, we know this, even though you don't act like it at all.
One of my many faults that I cannot overcome. And he asked about how it felt to be abandoned. It was the way he said it that struck something in me, and I knew that he did not have friendly intentions. We were out of earshot of any pony that happened to be nearby, and Delta told me that a mare like me was not meant to be freed.
I said freed instead of free.
He spoke like an intellectual, but his words burned like a young fool's jeers.
I like to think that Minky Pie gets bullied by children.
He explained how my cutie mark represented me being locked away. For good. You're just a burden on your sisters, he said. They wouldn't care if you disappeared. He then told me about an experiment he wished to perform by locking me away again and studying the psychological effects on me, since I had already been in prison and had tasted quite a bit of freedom. I will not lie, this scared me. I was just getting my strength back. I was able to fall asleep more easily, and I had even thought the dark shadows around my eyes looked a little lighter, and this stallion wanted to throw me back into a cage like some kind of filthy vermin? I refused, but he wasn't going down without a fight. He used his magic to try and restrain me, insisting that it was for the good of science, and that no pony liked me anyway.
Well, you're right.
I fought my hardest, but I am not as strong as I'd like to be.
Yeah, I wish it stayed that way.
Not when it comes to magic. Thankfully, I was saved by my sisters and Derpy, but as Apple Women got to the bakery without me, and they must have turned back to make sure I was okay. I'm glad they did. The last thing I remember was Derpy rocketing toward Delta Wave and disrupting his magic. After that, I vaguely remember the sounds of my sisters and friends shouting at him before I was placed on Derpy's back and carried to Sugar Cube Corner. I wouldn't speak for a good few hours, and when I did, I demanded that Pinkie Pie pull Delta Wave's number. His actions were inexcusable, and I was going to make him feel the fear he made me feel tenfold. Didn't I say I loved his wonderful mane? I knew it would make beautiful thread. He was afraid, all right. I actually counted how many times he said sorry. It came up to 87, if my memory serves correctly.
Was that the bite of 87?
Oh, the things I did to him.
I can't. Sorry.
Unspeakable things. I turned him into a sort of biology experiment, just as he had wanted to turn me into a psychology experiment. I made sure he lived as long as possible, and the entire thing actually lasted about 2 days. 2 days of constant pain, both physical and mental. And all he could say was, "I'm sorry, I'm sorry." "For what?" I asked him. "What did you do wrong?" He tried his damnedest to explain what he did, but I watched his eyes, and there was no sincerity, only fear for his own life. He was apologizing.
Wait.
He did not regret what he did to me. No, he regretted doing it because he didn't know I'd kill him. He was trying to save his own pathetic skin. I told Delta that his punishment was out of my hooves, and that I was sending him to hell, where he would be properly dealt with. He continued to plead. Did I forgive that sick bastard? Of course not! If I had, I would live the rest of my life without guilt eating away at me. You forgive some pony who did not deserve it. You are fickle, Obsidian Pie. Fickle! That's what I would hear from my conscience for my remaining days, and it would drive me so far up the wall I'd have trouble coming down. I can live peacefully knowing that I did not let some pony get away with doing me harm, knowing that their torment is everlasting, knowing I did my part for the good of the world. Because ponies who think they can say sorry and get away with what they did will just keep doing it. They think it's okay, that sorry cleans their slate. The ponies that forgive them are just as at fault. I am forced to live with all of your stupidity. And you expect me to be the forgiver?
That line sucked, but whatever. I don't want to try again.
I will forgive you if I feel you deserved it. Otherwise, you will pay for your misdeed. Ponies need to learn that there are consequences for one's actions. You think you can just walk by me and call me a freak and not expect me to do something about it?
Okay, I can just breathe in your direction and you'll fall over.
I will not be stepped on. That chapter of my life ended a long time ago. You can beg and plead and cry about how sorry you are, but know this. I will never forgive you.
There's literally a fucking SpongeBob reference. How do you expect me to take this seriously? And like, I feel like this was written because Raytana got pissed off at something. Maybe her parents, or maybe someone's saying like she should have forgiven her parents. And then she wrote this whole ass fucking, at least this section of the story. I don't know about the rest of it, but whatever, I don't give a shit anymore.